everyone, Max Danger here, back with a review. And for this one in particular is probably looking at probably the fourth installment of Kung Fu Panda 4. And straight off the bat, this review is going to be a bit different than the others that I used to do in the past, because this time I'm actually going to be very critical. I'm actually going to be more open about the film and stuff and be more really good in terms of reviewing here. And to start off, we all know the first three were amazing by all means. This one, however, is a big step down as its predecessor. And what I mean by that is its story, its character development, and I think it has been rushed in a way. Now, I know I may be reviewing this probably a year or a couple of months after of its release, but however, I thought reviewing it now would be a good opportunity to go back to my reviewing. And so sit back, relax, and enjoy my new style of review. So sit back and relax and enjoy my new style of reviewing. And this is my review of Kung Fu Panda 4. So really, off the bat here, the film is already in a slow start at the beginning of the film, because it doesn't answer one thing, is Tai Lung. Is the fact that most of the film, most of its promotion and its trailers were thinking that he's back in a way, and then you find out the real villain is a chameleon. And this villain was probably very weak than its others, because the film was not terrible in terms of certain parts, but the overall of the animation compared to the other ones, I thought the animation was good, but it wasn't perfect. There was a few problems in terms of quality in this one in particular. The first three will always stick to me because they are more like Poe's journey throughout the films. So first one is about himself. The second one is letting go of his past and moving forward from that. Third one is that he ends up going back to his home and whatnot. Yeah, this one, however, is a big step down in terms of its story and what we know from the first three. And the fourth one is more like him giving away the mantle of the Dragon Warrior. And again, when it got announced, I thought, okay, this is going to be a cool thing. No, gives it away to a bloody fox. They give it to a fox who is probably a criminal in the film. And I don't know if it was the writer's idea or what the storyboard's idea was originally, but I think having an animated film with some sense into it would be a good idea. But what they do in their logic here is they end up doing it in a way where Poe's gonna give it away to this character so they can try and carry on with the franchise with this next generation instead of Poe it's the fox, or if they do it in that way, then that's probably gonna lead into more backlash for the future. That, or if they're going to get Poe to do something completely different and change parts of his character in the next one, then we're probably screwed in terms of what the story is going forward here. And I know one of them confirmed they want to do spin-offs and whatnot of the franchise now, like the Furious 5, but I think, I think like they forgot why the first three were amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, Jack Black is amazing in it. Like, he never he never gets any better than what he is, because like we all know he's been amazing throughout the years. Recently, he came out with the Super Mario movie, he came out with this one, and then he ended up doing songs for some of these, and you know it's just amazing with the talented voice he has, and the vocal cords he does and everything. And again, I know a little bit of this just from performing arts and stuff with shows, but never like in films, you know what I mean? But I have had experience in performing arts, so I know kind of like performing and singing with vocal cords, and he's probably got like the best vocal cords singer of a celebrity so far. What I've had in a celebrity who has probably like the best singing that we've ever heard of in a while. So, and obviously he's going to be in the Minecraft movie next year, so looking forward to that. Depends on how they handle him in that. But overall, the Kung Fu Panda 4 really is a big step down. And what do I think of the other characters in the film? So the Master Shifu is just basically just a side thing. He's not like important to the story anymore of the franchise. He's more like, again, in the first quarter of the film, and then you don't see him until like probably the end of the film. Like, he has this weird moment where he's like a panda himself, but really it just felt a bit out of character in some kind of way. But other than that, yes. Poe, obviously Poe is just Poe. We all know he's who he is and so far. But this fourth one didn't really do any favors, because like it wasn't like as heavy, because like the first three, and I think this is why I think the fourth one didn't do amazing, was because of how strong the film was, because it was weak. It was probably the weakest one out of the films, this fourth one, because the first, second, and third goes hard. Because the first one is Tai Lun. Tai Lun goes through a lot, and then you actually sympathize with him when you're older. Like, looking back at it, you actually see like the proper reason why. And same thing goes for the second one, and same thing goes for the third. Like, most of the villains are misunderstood. However, the Chameleon is nothing like that. They really decreased like in terms of like its score, or like its kind of like way of handling its story in that kind of way. But really, like, if they are wanting to have like feedback and work towards that, then that'll be amazing if they ever worked upon that. But other than that, like, again, as I mentioned, huge step down, because it's not as heavy as the first three, because I think that's what they forgot, why these films were amazing. And again, yeah. And again, this is just like a little quick review, because like I'm going back to these, but yeah. But yeah, huge step down. Overall, I think I'm just gonna give this one probably just 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 because it was a huge step down, and the characters in it were just weak. I do not want to get too much into the rest of the film. The only thing that really only stuck out for me, and probably like everyone anyways, is Jack Black's performance in it. And like, the song at the end and whatnot, like, we all know why he always pops off is because of the songs and whatnot. But yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll probably be doing more of these, and this was just temporary background because I'll be back soon in my usual, but in a different style. And I'll see you in the next video. Danger out.